if you've been following along this channel for a minute, you know that there was one pair I've been super keen on for the longest time, and when I got them in hand, they had such bad QC that I had to send them back. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. Now, on today's episode, we actually start the night of the kickstand event. We spoke to one of the vendors who owned a store in Sydney called Soulmate. He said he had a 10 in my grey SB Dunks and we could size swap in the city. He was going to ring ahead, do all that, so we headed into the city. Unfortunately, when I spoke to him, he didn't mention anything about a fee or anything like that. I said to him, like, I know the size 11's worth more, I don't care, I just want my size. He said, no worries, I'll ring ahead, everything like that. When I got to the store, they were talking about a 10% fee or whatever, which came to 35 bucks. For me, I hadn't been told about that, I just thought straight swap. And they said, oh look, if it's one of our stock, we'll do the straight swap. If it's a consigned pair, it makes it harder, we'll have to do the fee. I said, alright, just see what you got. Turns out they only had the consigned pair. For me, it didn't really make sense to me. They're going to make more money on my pair and then they're going to charge me for the privilege. I understand they've got a business to run, they've got rent, overheads, all that type of stuff, but I just let it go. But we did see a little bit in the city. After a certain time, a lot of the stores are shut, not all of them. Your Foot Lockers are still open. Was JD open? I feel like JD was open. But I had an idea, and I haven't done this in a while, was to go in on the Monday and just see if anyone hadn't picked up their Born and Raised. And, you know, I hadn't really been in the city for a long time shopping, so who knows what's about. So let's do that. First, actually, I think we stop in at Erina. Don't get me wrong, we are like a month or so out from the Uniqlo calls drop, but still get them. I was at the It's More Than Just Sneakers event over the weekend. Bunch of people trying to resell that stuff. I don't think they were selling them for much, maybe 35 bucks. So, what's that, 10 bucks they're making? I don't know, but for me, just went in there and grabbed the white tee. No problem. Got another black tee, just so we can prolong the inevitable. I only had XL. I think that's what size I got last time. I think the large was, I was kind of in between, but I think I went with the XL. And then we got stickers. I didn't get stickers last time. I did this time, I made sure I asked. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same sticker, so who knows. Let's go in the city. Randomly just went into Above the Clouds after Supply. Supply had nothing really. They had the ambush stuff. I went to Above the Clouds and I was looking for these blue Air Max 1s that I've seen around on websites and everything. They didn't have them, but they did have those GBHR A6 Gel Kayano Legacy, the black and white ones, really nice. She was adamant that she had my size and then realised they only had a size 8. I was quite surprised that they had my size. They didn't. Obviously the Above the Clouds drop is done and dusted too. They went on the day, but we'll just see what's about. There's a couple of things I've got in mind. We'll see. I was hoping going to Supply, like on the Monday, anyone that didn't pick up their raffle win, there could be some born and raised, but no. So randomly, I've been seeing these ads everywhere for this Snoop Dogg Skechers collab, right? Snoop is the man, it's undeniable, but Skechers just not really my thing. I remember we used to sell, I think it was the Go Walk, it's like a slip-on type thing. We used to sell so many of them back in the day when I was working in retail. It was quite weird because obviously I know myself, I'm just looking at Air Max 1s, Air Max 90s, I've got them in like 10 different colours each. We had old women doing that with the Go Walks. Literally, a new colour would drop, they'd be straight on it, printing money hand over fist. So seeing this is crazy. I remember back in the day Britney Spears used to do something with Skechers, maybe someone else has done them before, but this Snoop Dogg collab, it's like, anytime I've ever seen Snoop Dogg live or in a music video or anything, he's wearing Chuck Taylors. So they've made like a weird Chuck Taylor, but then they've made a bunch of stuff that looks like it's come from the exact designer from the Sean Worthington Adidas collection. I don't know, didn't make sense. The girl come over and said, oh, do you need a hand? And I, you know, just, oh no, you're good, and mentioned, you know, Skechers used to be predominantly female, it's cool to see this, and you know, she was quite nice about it and everything, but in my mind I'm going, this ain't gonna work. What are they doing? Let's keep going. Alright, done a bit of shopping in the city. Gonna quickly get back to my car before the parking runs out. I feel like the new easiest way I've been finding parking lately is like park outside and then just catch an Uber to the spot. I don't know. Maybe it works out to what them underground joints will be anyway. But crazy, some of the stuff sitting. Some in my size, some not. Couple purchases. Let's go. It's crazy talking to the guys at Ups. They were saying, you know, there's a guy that lives in their building. They know is a reseller. They'll get their girlfriend, their doorman, their whatever to come purchase, and like maybe their dad and like 3 kids and all this type of shit, and they've just pulled the pin. They know exactly who they are now. They're like, no, you're banned, full stop. So that's dope to see. I was hoping to see a few skaters around in the city, to be honest. You just had the SLS event on, but nothing going on. So much stuff sitting, it's insane. Picked up a pair of Air Max that I've been looking at. We'll look at them in a minute. Might go to the outlets. I don't know. We'll see.
7 hours later.
I already bought 2 pairs today, but man, like, it is the best time to be a sneakerhead. There is no greater time in my memory, you know, except for being a kid, and like at that point, like you're getting pairs or whatever, but like maybe you don't have money to go as crazy as like today. But man, UNC toes just sitting at Nike Pitt Street, my size. The Air Max ones have just come out, so I expected to see them in the wild, but the only thing that could have topped today off is if I just happened to go into a couple skate stores, which I did, and supply, and they had the born and raised in my size. If that had happened, my god, not the case. But let's head home, wrap this up. As you're watching this is the Monday after the kickstand event. I ain't even edited that footage yet, so I'm gonna be doing that as soon as I get home. And then today went crazy. 2 banger episodes this week, man. Crazy. So you can kind of tell that, you know, we hit the outlets, this happened, so many purchases. It would have been an hour video just running through the purchases. But you got the outlets video last week. If you didn't see that, crazy steals. Check the outlets anytime you're around, and there definitely was pickups. I was hoping for the born and raised. I was hoping for a pair of Air Max. If you've been following along this channel for a minute, you know that there was one pair I've been super keen on for the longest time, and when I got them in hand, they had such bad QC that I had to send them back. We got some redemption right here, because I don't know how, if they're a return pair, if what, but I just managed to see them on shelf. But before we do that, let's have a look at this pair of Air Max, because I did pick them up first. Shout out to NQ. I believe they told me they've got a rewards program now. Once you've spent $2 grand, you qualify for this where you get 10% off every purchase. I would assume I'm not too far away, unless there's been times where I didn't give them the email. I don't know. I've definitely bought online. I've definitely bought in store. No, I didn't get a 10% on that. But this here, regular Air Max box. You have a look at that. Size 10, they didn't have a 10.5. I don't know what they're calling this colorway, but they're so nice. Photon Dust, white, cool grey. I thought Photon Dust was like a different color than blue. I don't know. But I remember seeing these online and thinking, it's almost like a Bulldogs color. It's like a vintage style Bulldogs color. And they've been killing it with the Air Max ones lately. If it looks half as decent in the photos as it does in person, I'm going to need it. The other thing I had to do was try it on, because I'm either, you know, I'm usually a 10.5 in Air Max ones, but I can get away with a 10 so long as I try them on and make sure. Perfect. In terms of QC, the suede's really nice. I can't see any glue stains. I can see a little bit of an imperfection on the inside swoosh, but if you know sneakers, they never really put any sort of crazy detail on the inside. It's the outside, because that's what you see. majority of the time. But these are a great pick. This was a pair that I was looking for. I'd seen them online. I was hoping to see them. Supply didn't have them. I think they do now. They definitely have them online. Above the Clouds didn't have them. And then first place in the city I went to, InQ, they had them. So I'm stoked with these. Air Max ones are killing it at the moment. Just give me some nice random colorways. I'm stoked. But in terms of redemption, you would have seen it in the video. I said something was sitting. What? Was it in my size? What did I pick up? Nah, it was them, 100%. UNC toes. And what you gotta remember is, I was at the kickstand event. It's more than just sneakers, in Sydney. 2 days before, people were selling these for like, I want to say $350 to $400. And when I saw them in store, I could not believe my eyes. They've already been laced up, one has at least, so someone's tried them on. Sole's not dirty, maybe a little bit of dust. But the main thing was, I checked them over, I checked the imperfections that my first pair had, and we got nothing of the kind. These are... I'm so stoked that I actually got these in the collection, because initially when I got them, I was keen, but then it was like, when I looked at it, I'm like, what have they done? If you don't remember, maybe I'll link it after this one, but the actual toe box was like coming over too much around here. It was like it wasn't sat right before they stitched it. This pair, crazy. Now I made the comparison at the time between these and the Obsidians. Me personally, I still think the Obsidians are a nicer colour, but these are quite nice too. And I've got these, so. But we've come full circle with it. It's a redemption story. Just notice we got the extra laces in the UNC colorway. Everyone loves a feel-good story. And the fact I was able to get these for retail, what, like a month after they dropped? Insane. I think I've been to Sydney between now and then and never saw them in store. No, they did. No, because when I went there initially, they just sold out like the day before. And I had video of like Junior. So for them, a month later, to have them on the shelves, have my size, it was meant to be. And let me tell you, a super expensive week. If I hadn't just sold 4 pairs, I'd be eating shoes. Man, I'm so stoked with these. And that's the crazy thing, man. Like, what we sell, 4 pairs, and in the span of, I don't know, however many days, six pairs. TS, these, Air Max 1s, Jordan 2s, Huaraches, and one more that you'll find out about either Thursday or next week. We may have a special episode for Thursday, I don't know. I definitely have got things in motion, but you never know. Man, just look at how nice these are. These and the Fear Pack 3s were the only pairs I wanted this year. From what I saw was coming out, everything like that, this was it. This was absolutely it. Obviously, I bought a lot in between there, but actually no, the White Cements dropped this year. So, White Cements as well. they were earlier in the year, back half of the year. It's these and the Fear Pack 3s, which drop, I want to say, next month. The absolute heartbreak, initially, of these. Adam gave me the RA. First RA I've ever gotten, I feel like. Yeah. Given plenty out, I don't think I've gotten one. Unless Ollie's definitely offered me a bunch. I just can't think off the top of my head. Oh, what am I saying? Homie gave me these for the RA. Who said ones are dead? But definitely at the time, it was either my first RA that I'd taken up on, or maybe there was one before. But like, I'm constantly doing it myself, so it's good to get that sort of karma coming back around. But I'm stoked with these. What do you think is better? These are the university ones. Yeah, I think the university ones. Super clean. One of my favorites, honestly. These, very close, but this has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back. Look, I've been mentioning this for a while. It may be once a week, it may be twice a week. It's just going to depend. I'm going to be doing a lot more, well, not a lot more, but I'm going to be doing vlogs over on my MITUS channel. Basically just stuff that isn't sneakers. I definitely filmed some stuff with the UFC when it was in Australia. I don't know what I'll do with that. Maybe we use that as a pilot that never came out. But there's a bunch of skateboarding events that happened recently, and I got some crazy footage from that, so I'm gonna have to do some sort of thing with that. So if you're interested in like hip hop, skateboarding, that could be your thing. I don't know when it's coming out, but there might have to be some sort of balance between the two. But the sneakers will always be what they are. This ain't going nowhere. I sold 4, bought 6. And I think I've got another 3 pairs on the way. So, peace. Eventually, but I went up to above the clouds. Why won't this pause? I went to above the cloud. Fuck off. I went. Hit pause 10 times.